Hey everybody, welcome to this video. And if you are new here, we are in the middle of a Done by December series. If you are returning from part 1 and part 2, welcome. And this is part 3. Let's get started. Okay, so if you've been following along, and if you haven't, the links will be included. I have been catching up with my 2022 album, and I have gone through and showed you originally what wasn't completed. Then I went through and showed you what I had caught up with and those pages. And so basically, we are through day 11. No, I take that back. Here's day 12. Day 12 is ready to go in the book. The thing is, on the back of day 12, I have this full page of a tag. So we're going to start by doing day 13. Okay, as I explained in part 2, this was a jumbo 4x8 tag that I just DIY'd myself. And I have a couple things I'm going to add to this. So first of all, just need to, of course, add adhesive to the photo and add it to my tag. So I consider this a pretty straightforward approach to adding photos to your album. And it's really at the heart of what I want to share today, especially since this is all about catching up and being done before our next album begins. And I would just also want to kind of share a little bit of a disclaimer on that as well. And my photo is just a little short, so I'm just going to go ahead and trim the top of that. I think that will be okay. So maybe my tag was actually a little bit taller than 8. Not sure what happened there. I didn't measure everything against itself before I started this, so we're just going to fix it. Yep. Okay. These videos this week, they are not in any way, shape, or form to add any kind of pressure. My hope above anything, and always is just to inspire, just to encourage. You know what? Here's the thing too, and you guys know this. I might want to make that a different color. But for right now, we're going to add, I have over here, okay, let me get back to that in a minute. Let me get back to the basics here of what I'm doing. So I have these dainty snowflakes large. They come with stamps, and then I also have my dies that go with them. So I took some pattern paper, and I added that in. I'm actually going to need to have that on this side. Let's see what that looks like. Let's see what that looks like. You just got to kind of be mindful. I think it's going to be okay. We're just going to go ahead and put that on there. And I think I'm actually going to pop it up. So these are dies that you can already have pre-cut and ready to go. Just add them in wherever you want them. Then I have this little sweet. Now this is another snowflake die set. I'm a collector of the snowflake dies. I love them and will be putting them to work a lot more. Actually in the winter time. I just grabbed a little square double-sided adhesive because I'm pretty sure I'm going to have that covered up. And even so that it shows it's white, so it kind of blends in. Now I have this Winter Wonderland, but I also need to add in the day, the story number, which is 13 is the story number. And so I think all of this is just going to kind of get layered up here, just kind of like that. Okay, so day 13's done. Just gonna pop this in here, and we're gonna go ahead and move on to day 14 today, and we'll process that out. Oh, I love it. I love it. It's just a great feeling of satisfaction to get some of these things done. Okay, so I have some things gathered here already. So day 14, I have printed about a 3x4 photo. It was a concert at our church. that was a really elaborate evening. And so, you know, here's the thing that I kind of want to talk to you just about for a second. You know, you put these together like this, right? And to me, it's a contrast. So you got some cools going on over here, but you got like this purpley kind of warm thing going on here. And so I'd rather just come in here with a paper that's going to complement it. And so what I'm going to do, I am going to trim this down a bit. And then I'm going to pop in my little score tool real quick because I want to then, let me see, I'm just going to create a flap. And so I'm going to do that by coming in here at about 1/2 inch from the top and just go over that with my score tool. Okay. Now this just needs to get cleaned up a little bit. And I am going to then layer this right here in the middle with some, when I have something that is interactive like this, I like to come in here with a little bit heavier duty adhesive because I don't want it to come off the page easily. So let's just get this on here. Kind of about leaving 1/3 of this white space at top, kind of coming down a little bit. And then what I can do is just pop my photo just right underneath my flap. Then I'm going to create a little extra piece here on the top. So I love the little interactives. You know, it's everything you need to know you learned in kindergarten with like the pop-up books and everything. Oh, I love those so much. Maybe that's where it all started. I don't even know. Okay, so what I've done next here is again, with the nested pocket dies, I talked about this in the last video. I am going to, I already die cut it out of vellum. And a little pro tip here, when you are die cutting, especially something with a score like this type of a die has, I really highly suggest the Magic Mat to cut that again. So Magic Mat just really makes for great folds, great creases. And so Magic Mat for the win. It's on my gift guide this year for a reason. I kind of explained, I think either in that video or in my blog post about that. Like when that Magic Mat first came out, I was all about it. I am really all about it now. You know how you start using a thing and you realize how indispensable a tool it can become? That's kind of how I have felt about it here recently. Okay, so I'm going to then layer this vellum pocket here on the front, oops, of this flap because vellum is fun. Okay. Then I think my 14, I'm going to pop my 14 right on top using this 1/8 inch. I love the little 1/8 inch for little obscure places where you want to pop something up, but you might not have a lot of surface space. This 1/8 inch is your friend. I love it. So make sure I don't cover up. I made that one a little bit long. So just snip that. Let's see what we see here. Let's see what we see here. Yeah, I made that a little long. Let me snip it again. I think that's better. And I need one more little piece here on the other edge. Just like that. Taking off our backer papers. I'm going to go ahead and pop this inside. Whoops. My journaling for this particular page is fairly simple. I don't have a lot to add to this. Okay, right there. Oh, that's super fun. I love the contrast of those papers. All right, so I have finished this little page off, and it's a really super simple page, I think. And I could add some rub-ons around it, or maybe even some other little something that kind of hangs here on the edge to help lift it up. I don't know, there's lots of things you could do with this. I added a little notched tag to the back of it, so this is easy to pull in and out, and this list flips open, and that will be the home to my journaling. And added a rub-on there, And so I went ahead and added a piece of pattern paper to the open 6x8 page protector. And I will then be just adhering that to that page. And that is day 14. All right, we're going to move on and go ahead and do day 15. I've printed about a 5x7 photo and then matted it with I matted this on separate paper. So I just cut out my photo and then trimmed it so that I have about 1/2 inch. It's a nice bold border for that. And then I'm going to, my table is like super rough there. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to kind of make a little something to kind of go over that part. I'm going to tuck the journaling and the number into this little kind of like it's a sort of pocket, if you will. So I just want to figure out now how to, or I could even add slits to it. That could kind of be fun as well. Kind of playing off the circle-ish thing going on there with the coffee cup. So I'm going to mark this here so I know where I need to add my folds in. So just going to put those marks there up against that top edge. Oops, my littles. And just go over that. Flip it over to the other side and do the same thing. I could just cut it straight across. I think I like this, but I want kind of a little bit of a, hopefully did I put my tape right there? I probably did. Gotta go fix that. Kind of give myself some room here. There we go. So I'm going to tuck that underneath there. And then, see if I have some room here. I think I need to do the same thing. Give myself a little bit of space there with that adhesive. Tuck that in there. Oops, a little tight. All right, let's try and fix that. I'm just going to kind of realign my score mark. So that's going to go there, and maybe it won't even actually tuck in. You just never really know where these things are going to go, right? But that's going to go there. Then I'm going to just take some plain paper and a 2-inch circle punch. And I think I'm going to then do, still kind of fiddling with this a little bit. Maybe this and this. Nope, I think I like this here. I'm just going to do a little bit of journaling right here on my circle punch out. Okay, so my little plan didn't work, which is like 50% of the time the case, right? So what I did is I printed my journaling on a piece of vellum, and I'm going to come in here at the very top here and just staple that in. And so that's how that's going to look. And I'm super happy with it. I love that little, that little difference of, there's a little bit of a height here with this little banner on top, and it still gives focus to what's happening on the page, right? So then I'm going to just pop this right on top of here, even though I know I'm kind of weird this way, but I'll do this often. I'll have the pattern paper inside of the page protector and my photo on top. It just works for me, so I like it. So I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive to the top, and we're going to call this good for days, what do we have here? 13, 14, and 15. Hey, we are getting it done. Keeping it simple, making it doable, focused on photos, focused on journaling. And my book it's just, you can't hear it, but my book is saying, yay! All right, so watch for part 4 as we continue to get it done by December.